Welcome back, Healthy Couch Potatoes. I'm Zach, and today we have what is probably my favorite video topic yet, protein powder. Because you're doing protein wrong. At least I think you are. If you're watching this video, then chances are you've been working out and are not seeing the growth and muscles that you are hoping for. And I'm willing to bet that for most of you, it comes down to mismanaging your protein. It's pretty simple to just go and work out and exhaust your muscles as long as you have a few fairly effective exercises and are completing them at a high enough intensity. What it really comes down to, the challenging part, is your diet. And I mean, do you even know how much protein you should be consuming? It should be about 1 gram of protein per day per each pound of your ideal body weight. So for me, that's about 170 grams of protein because I want to weigh about 170 pounds ideally. And I don't know about you, but that sounds like an outrageously high number. And if I were to eat that from food, I'd probably hate chicken and turkey for the rest of my life, only 2 weeks in, and just give up. So I think we need protein powder in our lives. And I have two really amazing types that serve two different purposes, which we'll be getting into shortly. Man, this sucks. Oh, hey, yeah, so sorry, I'm just a little bit down right now. It looks like you haven't clicked like yet, and maybe you haven't even subscribed. So, I mean, could you do that for me? It would really help me out a lot. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of the video. Before I show you the two supplements, I just want to briefly mention that it's not good to just go ahead and have all 170 grams of protein in one meal. Our body can only absorb about 25 grams of protein at a time, and anything else will be converted to energy or just excreted naturally. So with that said, I do not want to misinform you guys because there are workarounds with this. For one, there are slower absorbing proteins that our body can't digest as quickly. And also, our body will just slow down the digestion of the protein we intake when we intake it with a well-rounded meal. By that, I mean also including carbs and fats. So with that said, it's probably possible to eat upwards of 70 to 100 grams of protein in one really protein-dense meal, but just be considerate of how much other stuff you are eating to get an idea of how long you'll be digesting that protein. I also included a scientific journal article here. I'll have it in the description for you. You can also check out my blog, which will also be in the description here. And this will just go over some of the science of how protein is broken down, how it interacts with the meals we eat, and how often we should be eating protein, etc. All right, time for the meat and potatoes, if you will, of the video. The first protein supplement I have for you is dedicated to maximizing our workouts. So when we do work out, we go into a stage of muscle protein synthesis immediately after. And so it's really important that we have easily digestible protein in our system so that our body can absorb it properly. Otherwise, we miss out on probably the most valuable time to include protein in our diets. And that's just lost gains, and we don't want any of those. So people are always asking, should we consume our protein before or after our workouts? And it really doesn't matter. It's kind of up to just personal preference. I personally have my protein shake about an hour before a workout. We're consuming the protein for up to about 3 hours after we have the shake. So as long as you have it at least, I'd say a maximum of 30 minutes after our workout, that's the absolute latest you should have your protein shake. I think it's easier to just have it before if you can stomach it. But otherwise, just have it immediately after your workout. You'll be fine. Now, the best protein supplement for working out, that is going to be whey protein isolate. And the reason being, like I said and indicated, it is the fastest digestible protein that we can have. So it's just really good for maximizing that protein synthesis. Now, you'll see on the screen, I have hydrolyzed whey protein isolate. And hydrolyzed whey protein isolate is pre-digested. So you're consuming basically a mix of amino acids, which are broken down and digested proteins, and of course proteins. That just means that our body can utilize it right away as soon as we consume it. It's just going to be the quickest digesting protein we can have. Please allow me to recommend the protein source that I use. I personally purchase from Bulk Supplements. I do have a link in the description, and you can also find it in the blog post, of course, but they're just the cheapest source of protein powder that I could find. I previously used Amazon, and I'm telling you, I spend about 2/3 what I do with bulk supplements as I did on Amazon, and they have the cleanest quality ingredients. All of this is because, as their name implies, they do things in bulk and they don't spend a lot of money on ads. So, can't recommend it enough. Take a look, get what you need, get out. At the time of making this video, I will say they are out of stock on hydrolyzed whey protein isolate. So, I personally have just regular whey protein isolate from them. It's still the most easily digested protein for our bodies. So I would recommend getting that anyways, while hydrolyzed protein is not available. All right, moving on. I think this next protein powder is even more important than the whey protein isolate. It's called casein protein, and this is slow absorbing protein. So for any time that we are fasting or sleeping, maybe you do an intermittent fasting diet, or you just skipped breakfast or don't plan on eating breakfast that day, definitely cannot recommend casein protein enough. I personally consume it every single night before I go to bed, just before bed. That way, I'm not missing out on any gains while I sleep and I'm staying healthy. Another thing to mention about casein protein is that if you're trying to lose weight, it is amazing because protein is very satiating. So you're going to have less of an appetite while you're digesting casein protein because it takes so long to digest. Just like with the whey protein isolate, I also get my casein protein from bulk supplements. So it'll all be together in that link I have in the description and in the blog post. So bulk supplements do sell them together. That's how I purchase them. I just have a bag of each at all times. As an afterthought, I'm going to continue off of what I was saying about losing weight with casein protein. Protein serves so many functions in our body that I really just can't understate it. You're probably just not getting enough protein in general. Even if you are not working out, I would recommend still about 70% of your body weight in pounds to grams per day. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you should be consuming at least 70 grams of protein per day just to stay healthy. With that said, I do recommend just having casein protein every day, regardless of whether you wake up or not. I recommend it just before bed. You could also do it right when you wake up if you eat a little bit later. But definitely, it's going to help you out. So enjoy all your protein powder, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.